Okay. I'd show the little P32, talk a little bit about it. So, here's what it holds. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the magazine. And a nice Metgar made in Italy magazine. Plus one in the chamber. And if you would like to carry this gun, and carrying in the chamber is something that concerns you, it's pretty safe in this. It's pretty, you don't have to be real concerned with things like will it get bumped around and accidentally go off. Look how long that trigger pull is, and it's decently heavy. Okay, so it's not a good candidate for an accidental discharge. Most guns aren't, but this especially. It's real close to pretty much like a revolver. There's no safety on it, but it's a real long trigger pull, so it's not going to accidentally go off for any reason. You got to pull the trigger. You got to do it intentionally. So that's one good thing if what you want's a carry gun. It's also extremely lightweight. Okay, so it doesn't weigh much at all, and it's really tiny. It's just a small little gun. It's real thin. Okay, and it holds well, you can fit 8 rounds in here of 32. And I know I'm not going to really get into the whole argument of the caliber. It's not adequate. Or real men, I've heard real men only shoot 40s or whatever, man. Okay, if somebody shows up, I don't know, with a knife, with a gun, with a baseball bat, you do that, they don't care what caliber it is. They don't care how many feet per second or what the muzzle foot-pounds are of the energy of the bullet. They're going to avoid that. Anybody's going to avoid that. Okay, and if they don't, they get what comes out of it. And it'll kill you. It'll go right through your skull and into your brain. Okay, it's not as effective a man stopper as a 45. Obviously not. But the thing is, for the people that like to carry guns, when you go out your door armed, okay, when you go out your door, what you're going out for is to go about your day. You're gonna, I don't know, grocery shop, go to work, go to the park, go for a walk, go ride your bike, go to your friend's house, whatever it is that you do. Okay, that's what you're going out for. You have a gun in the off chance that you might need one to defend yourself. Okay, that's my philosophy on it. Some people go out ready for combat and extended long period gunfights as if they're a police officer when they're not. Okay, and the likelihood of ever needing to use a gun in defense is so remote and so rare. Although it does happen quite a bit. Okay, don't get me wrong, but it's really a rare thing. So to carry a huge hunk of steel, a huge gun, 60 rounds of ammo on you, I mean, to me it's just overkill. And I think to a lot of people it's just overkill. All you want is something, you know, you go like this to a guy with a baseball bat, he's not real scared. You go like this, he don't want to play. And that's just the way it is. So, anyway, it's a good gun for that. It's not a target gun, okay? It's sights. If you'll see, this is the first gen. The second gen's more traditional sights. This is just put your front sight on top of your rear sight and put your target there. Okay, it's for up close and personal self-defense work. Although it is accurate enough that you can actually have fun target shooting with it at reasonable distances. I started out shooting this. I have a video of it, shooting one-handed from 10 big strides away, big paces, shooting a 11 by 23 inch plate. That's approximately the size of a man's torso, from shoulder to shoulder, from we'll say Adam's apple down to the waist. That's about the target area that this gun's designed to do, and as long as I was looking at the target, I could hit it anytime I wanted. Okay, so it's pretty accurate. I was actually impressed that it would make all those hits from that distance. Okay, so it's pretty accurate. Now, I don't know if this gun will handle 5,000 rounds or 10,000 rounds, but it's really not that fun to shoot. It's fun to shoot occasionally. It's not super fun. And 32, one of the downsides, I think, to 380 is that it's so expensive. It's more expensive than 9mm, which to me is always weird because if you consider the materials involved, it's a lighter weight bullet generally, so there's less lead, less copper jacketing, the shell casing slightly smaller, less brass. I mean, I guess the price is higher because of demand, not because of what it costs to manufacture it. But anyway, 380 is pretty expensive. 32 is more than 380. At least that's been my experience. It's considerably more than 380. So shooting it, unless you reload for it, it's not a real economical thing. So just for that, you don't want to shoot too much. One thing I did think might be good for this is get a bullet mold and make glue stick bullets and just reprime cases, and you just one at a time, but it's a self-defense gun, so maybe, you know, if you wanted to practice pulling it and firing one shot quickly, that would probably be a good use for this gun. You could do that an awful lot. It's mostly polymer. It's frame, this is not it. You can actually change the handle, trigger guard, this, that, and the other. It's just an insert that holds the rails for the slide. Anyway, the 32 has a slide lock. Okay, the 380 does not. The 32 might be slightly smaller than the 380, but not by much, if it is. Okay, you just pull that pin out, the side, lock the slide back, pull that pin out, release the slide, comes right off. You'll see there's a pin here, there's a pin here. If you take those out, then the guts basically come out. And that's the serial numbered part. I got a little piece of tape over it to cover it up right now. And then you have a dual recoil spring, a polymer rod. Some people like to buy a steel one. I don't know why necessarily. The guide rod is not a stressed part. It just, all it does is hold the spring in, so it's easier to put together. It holds the spring in place. A lot of 1911s, the guide rod wasn't even full length. I mean, it's not a necessary part, but anyway, making it polymer makes it lightweight. Here's your barrel. It's I think they called it a semi-blowback. The first gens thing I don't like is this little piece comes off. A lot of times I forget about that because most guns that piece does not come off, and the second gens it does not, and therefore it can be lost. If you lose it, you can order another one, but who wants to have a gun that doesn't work while they sit and wait on Kel-Tec to send them a part? Okay, so real easy to put back together. And a lot of people suggest that you take this, and it's just something I've noticed. You take this, put the empty mag back in it. Okay, lock the slide back. I just push it on there as far back as it goes. Okay, fumble around because I'm making a videotape. Push the pin in. There you go. Okay, you don't have to take the time to lock it back and then put the pin in. Okay. So, lots of videos on these guns. I just want to show mine, give my opinions about it. Some people like me just like mouse guns, just like small guns. And it's a neat gun. It's fairly inexpensive. It's durable, it'll last. It's not what a lot of people call heirloom quality, like the Sea Camp or the North American Arms, or even some of the AMT backups. I think are pretty neat and nice looking little guns that are kind of little works of art as much as they are a firearm. But this is a user-friendly gun. It's easy to use, it works, it's accurate. I haven't had any jams out of it. It's plenty adequate for self-defense. 7 rounds in the magazine. If you want to carry with a round in the chamber, 8. Nobody wants to catch those bullets. Matter of fact, in most gunfights, there's between 1 and 3 shots total fired between good guy and bad guy. The reason for that is because they don't stick around to see what caliber you're shooting at them with. They hear bangs, they see a gun, they run. So, anyhow, I think it's plenty adequate. I'm sure I'll get some comments about how it's a sissy gun or a sissy caliber, but you know, whatever. That kind of ridiculous attitude doesn't bother me much. So, anyway, I think it's a good gun. I would recommend it. And that's my little video here.